So with Halloween over, other kind of festivals or celebrations kind of go on throughout the world. So yeah, such as Thanksgiving over in America or Bonfire Night over here in Britain. But but of course now with Halloween out of the way, most supermarkets can prepare for Christmas, and Christmas can bring a lot of good things. Just being with family, big meals, overeating food, yeah, but also the Doctor Who Christmas special. That yeah, it's something that I've personally looked forward to most years, and I've put together kind of my ranking of them. Any that I don't get done kind of in this video, I'll probably do a later installment marking the others. So yeah, there are 12 so far, with me counting the end of the two parts of the end of time as one story. But here we go. And bottom of the list, number 12, is the 2011 Christmas special, The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. There's nothing wrong with this episode. I must make sure I love all of these, but yeah, The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe is the kind of one that's placed lowest. It's got a good story, but yeah, it's just while the other ones kind of you can rewatch anytime and still get immense satisfaction out of them. The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe is one you only watch every now and again. But once again, it's got some good star talent in there, such as outnumbered Claire Skinner and comedian Bill Bailey. But it is nice to see that Alexander Armstrong got another kind of Doctor Who role, Whoniverse role, after his previous one as Sarah Davis computer Mr. Smith was sadly ended that year due to the sudden death of Elizabeth Sladen. But yeah, the story's good, and it's nice to see a kind of family drama, and also nice to see the Doctor make it with the Ponds at the very end. Anyway, that is number 12. Number 11 is the 2007 Christmas special, Voyage of the Damned. Once again, this is an episode that, while most of the others I carefully can rewatch every now and again, and still get immense satisfaction, this is one that I only have watched like once or twice a year, but it's still a good story. I mean, it's got some good star power in there, like Kylie Minogue, Clive Rowe, Russell Tovey, and the like, and it's generally got a good story to it. It's I think David Tennant described it the best in his Top Gear interview. Like, it's kind of a big disaster movie. We just see a kind of a group of characters pressed together and try and figure their way out. And David Tennant's Doctor, I think, gives one of his best speeches in this episode. Yeah. So anyway, number 10, the 2016 Christmas episode, The Return of Doctor Mysterio. This one is a personal favourite of mine, but I can see why people may put it low on the list. So, yeah, it's a personal favourite of mine because it's a superhero story done with Doctor Who. And to be honest, that's cool. Yeah, it's also got some good kind of acting talent in there, and it is nice to kind of see things develop with Nardole, kind of having previously ended up in the body of Hydroflax the previous year. It's nice to see him kind of back with a new body and trying to work things out. Once again, I don't necessarily think it's the strongest episode, but I still think it's pretty good. Anyway, that was 12, 11, 10. Number 9, the 2014 Christmas episode, Last Christmas. This was apparently an attempt by Stephen Moffat to make sense of the kind of false dream, that false waking up. You think you wake up and then discover you haven't actually gotten out of bed yet. Which I think can be a rather creepy idea, and he did it very well. I mean, once again, it's got some great star power in there, and I think for a while I've been thinking maybe they should get Nick Frost in for an episode. They got him in, and he's brilliant as Santa. Yeah, it's nice to think that part of your brain that is trying to convince you that this is a dream is Santa Claus. You know, that's wildly creative. I love that. Anyway, number 8, the 2006 Christmas special, The Runaway Bride. We had already been through kind of quite a heartache seeing the loss of Rose Tyler, who've heard being trapped in a parallel universe. So, to be honest, this just felt a great way to bring us back into the kind of Doctor Who fold. Just old-fashioned fun. It's got Catherine Tate in there in her first appearance, and you know what? She's great in this. And yeah, while Christmas is kind of played down in this, maybe because Donna hates Christmas, it is a fun story just to see them try and work things out. I mean, the monster, the Rachnos. Anyone who's afraid of spiders, yeah. The Rachnos is quite a creepy creature, but yeah, I still think it's a good one. One step above The Runaway Bride is the 2012 Christmas special, The Snowmen. This does something that Doctor Who can often do quite well. It kind of parodies a story, even if that story isn't necessarily linked with Christmas. This one, I think, was kind of meant to parody Mary Poppins. Or at least I see it parodying Mary Poppins in quite a way, with Clara being kind of secret nanny and the Doctor living on a cloud. Yeah, and Clara ascending to that cloud at one point using an umbrella. Yeah, that's just wildly creative. Plus, it's got some good star power in there, such as Richard E. Grant and Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen is the voice of the Great Intelligence. And you know what? It's a really sinister thing. Who would have known something as innocent as a snowman could be very sinister? But they did it very well. Anyway, one step above the snowmen is the 2013 Matt Smith departure episode, The Time of the Doctor. Once again, it's a story that is technically set at Christmas, but kind of dabbles around that fact. Its main purpose is to kind of show Matt Smith's departure from the show, his regeneration into Peter Capaldi, and you do kind of feel for it. I mean, I don't think it made me cry as much as David Tennant's exit did, which I'll get to in time, but you know what? It's a great episode. I remember shedding a tear at one point, and the scene of the Doctor kind of using his excess regeneration energy to destroy the Dalek ships. That just for me is one of the highlights of the episode. Anyway, one step above The Time of the Doctor is another personal favourite of mine, The Next Doctor, 2008 Christmas special. I personally have not seen David Morrissey's other works, like Chicago or The Walking Dead, but you know what? He's great in this episode. So is Vilil Tshbalalala, a name that I'm almost certainly mispronouncing. But, it's a great Cyberman story, and it legitimately shows how the Doctor would feel kind of meeting a future version of himself. I mean, he would later in the day of the Doctor, but this is a guy who he meets, claims he's the Doctor, but the Doctor doesn't seem quite sure about him. And I do think the kind of story they did with kind of Jackson Lake, David Morrissey and it is quite kind of heartbreaking from his perspective. Anyway, I'll see if I can get through the rest of these in quick smarts. Next, one step up from that, A Christmas Carol. Yeah, the 2010 Christmas special, which once again had some great star power, such as Michael Gambon and Catherine Jenkins. Yeah, it's a really nice love story, seeing kind of a bitter old miser learn to love a woman just through many years spent together at Christmas. You know what? That's a good story. One step up from that, 2015's The Husbands of River Song. River Song hadn't been seen for a little while, and so bringing her back here with another star-studded cast that included, I can't exactly remember who it included now, but it's still a beautiful episode, and I think it was a really good way to tie up River Song's story. Yeah, finally get to see Darillion, finally get to see their goodbye, and it's heartbreaking. One step up from that, David Tennant's departure, The End of Time. You got David Tennant's departure, you got John Sim, you even got Timothy Dalton, and the return of Bernard Cribbins. It's just a spectacle, and the Doctor's departure in this was heartbreaking. I remember crying in this episode. So, yeah, I feel it's a good one. It's not necessarily that much based around Christmas. In fact, Christmas is barely even mentioned in it. But it's still a heartbreaking one. And the final spot, the one I give the best Christmas special, The Christmas Invasion. 2005, the first Christmas special since the show's revival. Yeah, this one is best. Seeing David Tennant's sword fight with the Sycorax, of him visually put down Harriet Jones, and just everything. It's entirely centered around Christmas, and it's a very good one, and it still makes the top of the list. So there you go. The Christmas specials ranked from my perspective. Let's hope Twice Upon a Time lives up to it. Anyway, see ya.